Welcome, freshmen, to Perfect University. I am your Dean of Students, Dr. Goldthwait. Please, settle down. Now, turn and look to the student to your right. Now, turn and look to the student to your left. One of these freshmen will not be graduating, and it could be you. Please, do not stare. Staring is both presumptuous and rude and will not be tolerated. Are you listening to me? You may be asking yourself, how can a social Neanderthal like me hope to one day to walk erect amongst the pillars of society? Well, take heart, ape boy, for here at Perfect University, we employ super sophisticated, ultra state-of-the-art teaching techniques which will force-feed etiquette into your simian noggin. I'm not up here for my health. Yes, it's true. Here at Perfect University, technology is king. What was once only achieved by 500 ruler-wielding nuns, a gross of up-all-night pills, and endless hours of painful Skinner behavioral conditioning can now be achieved. What? We're still doing that? Oh. Forget what I said about that last one. Anyhow, don't underestimate the importance of manners. I leave you with this. If a certain world leader had just once opened the door for a lady, maybe we'd be all saying, that Idi Amin, he wasn't such a bad guy. Thank you.
No one likes to sit and wait for a party to start. And a party can't really get going until everyone arrives. So whenever you go to a party, Cindy, always be on time.
A party is lots of fun. Besides arriving on time, what else is important? A, leave on time. B, don't make a mess. C, use judgment.
And when the clock says it's time to go home, be sure to leave on time. That's important. Remember now. Don't be too noisy or rough.
What else is a good behavioral policy? A, take responsibility. B, don't break anything. C, don't upset anyone.
Always remember, you break it, you bought it.
It's a tie.
Hey, that was fun. Actually, you won.
Sure she did. But here, Cindy, you show him what I whispered in your...
Party games are fun if everyone remembers to A, play to win. B, not to be too competitive. C, be good winners.
She said a boy's masculinity is threatened if beaten by a girl.
Look, pal, this part, it just can't get any worse.
Guns cause some of the worst accidents and the most tragic. He's a good shot, but look what happened.
BB guns are dangerous, so remember, A, stay clear. B, make the best of the situation. C, follow instructions.
It's very easy to put out an eye with a BB gun, or with pieces of flying glass, as happened in this case. Is it worth this, boys and girls?
Gossip. Jean was lonely and miserable all week, but she was still hopeful that once she was initiated into the girls' club, things would be better. However, Jean had already been blackballed even before the club scavenger hunt had started.
What's the most harmful part about gossip? A, it's a sickness. B, it hurts a person's performance. C, the gossip is never confronted.
They even made poor Jan pretend to have measles to get out of a science exam.
I called in Jack Monroe, asked him point blank if he was the gossip. Jack was surprised. He thought only women gossiped. Men just, well, talk. Jack asked me what he could do, and I told him a way, the only way. He thought it over. It wasn't going to be easy. It would be embarrassing, and we both knew it. But he finally agreed.
What is the proper punishment for a gossiper? A, to publicly tell the truth. B, to expose himself. C, community service work.
Give Jack credit. He went through with it. His voice broke a few times, but he managed to tell them all that there was nothing to the gossip.
Yoo-hoo!
Jenny thinks that she has the key to popularity, parking in cars with the boys at night. When Jerry brags about taking Jenny out, he learns that she dates all the boys, and he feels less important. What about Jenny? Does that make her really popular?
Will parking with boys make you popular? A, yes. B, no. C, sometimes.
No,
Thanks,
girls
Jerry.
who park in cars are not really popular. Not even with the boys they park with. Not when they meet at school.
Try to avoid difficult situations.
Howie? Distraction. Change the subject. Nora?
Know exactly when you want to say no and be definite.
Marty?
What's the fourth method of saying no? A, don't be defensive. B, use judgment. C, be polite.
And then say no. Friendly as possible, but still no.
But before we start, I want a word with any of you teenage ladies and gentlemen who may be listening. You're all such nice kids. But tell me, are you still alive? You are? Good. Then you haven't committed teenicide yet, have you? What is teenicide?
What is teenicide? A, reckless death. B, a top problem. C, a growing problem. Teenicide is the fine art of killing yourself with a car. But first, a long-distance dedication. It goes out to Janice from Bill. And here's what Bill writes.
Mary knew things were getting out of hand because Bob became more and more demanding. But not wishing to lose his friendship or the prestige she enjoyed from her friends for having an older boyfriend, she complied with his desire. Then Mary found she was in trouble and had to tell her parents.
Why do younger women go gaga for older men? A, they're looking for security. B, for the reputation. C, they want to feel grown up.
You see, it's often the things that are done without thinking that get young people into trouble. Trying to move too quickly into a world of grown-ups with a young person's fate often cause heartache and disaster.
With destruction and violence their only outlet, they're on their way to it. In our city, many men and women are dedicated to changing that outlook. Some give their time and their money to support the work of many organizations and their skilled professional workers, like Bud Williams.
What does it take to be a counselor for juvenile delinquents? A, years of training and experience. B, ability to take chances. C, knowledge of the territory.
Group work specialist with years of intensive training and experience. You discuss and evaluate the group with your supervisor. You take advantage of the experience of other group workers. You don't want to fail these kids. You've got to prove that you're one grown-up they can trust. That you mean it when you say to them,
What phrase might change the tune of a juvenile delinquent? A, what's mine is yours. B, I like you in spite of what you do. C, keep it clean, buddy.
I like you, though I don't always like what you do.
This is my mother.
How do you do? I'm glad to meet you at last, Miss Cameron. Frank has talked about you so much.
This was another good way to acknowledge an introduction, wasn't it? Frank's mother mentioned something in common, so as to break the ice, as I remember.
How do you do?
What's the best way to follow up an introduction? A, mentioning a person's interest. B, getting personal. C, state a little-known fact.
Frank tells me you're the captain of his basketball team.
Well, yes, I am, Mrs. Norton.
Hey, what are you doing? Leave well enough alone.
Men do shake hands, but not as if approaching a time bomb or hand-to-hand combat.
Dad, this is Bill Phillips. How do you do?
A proper man-to-man handshake should be A, jovial. B, firm. C, creative.
How do you do, sir?
Just a comfortable, firm grasp is all that is necessary.
Bob did something no one should ever do, stand up in a canoe. This gave Ed a chance to start rocking the canoe and scare poor Bob. But once again, what started out as an innocent joke ended up in something more serious.
If there's a man overboard, what's the best recourse? A, be prepared. B, throw him a bone. C, throw him a lifesaver. Always have an alibi ready that won't connect you to the scene of the crime.
No, I sponsor a couple of clubs over at the neighborhood youth service.
Oh, big deal.
Name's Bud Williams. You ever belong to a club?
When an adult asks you a question, how should you respond? A, honestly. B, evasively. C, sarcastically.
You ever belong to a club?
Yeah. They kicked me out. So what?
And a successful party needs planning and skill. Whether it's a special carnival designed for gay entertainment or a game party in a home, they all take planning.
The main idea is to introduce Steve to the game and show him a wonderful time.
The key ingredient of a good party is A, having a good time, B, creating a proper guest list, C, the right theme.
Now listen, this is what we have to plan. A guest list, invitations, refreshments, and entertainment.
And when all the guests have arrived and have been introduced, the games begin. Well-planned, well-chosen games.
What is the best type of game to play at a get-acquainted party? A, a musical game. B, a guessing game. C, a group game.
First, a simple get-together game. And while everyone finishes eating, a little more spontaneous, unplanned fun.
Oh, do you play, Steve?
He plays. Show him, Steve.
Enjoyable party music should recall the stylings of A, family classics, B, top hits, C, religious favorites.
Hey! What are you doing? Leave well enough alone.
You see, a good introduction makes meeting people simpler and more pleasant.
Sure, you're right. But there's so much to learn how to do.
Sure, there's a lot to learn. One way is by watching others.
What is the most effective way of learning proper party behavior? A, by observing at arm's length. B, by watching your well-mannered host. C, by listening to your inner voice.
Let's go back to the beginning and let Martha show you how.
Billy, I'd like to meet Hank Vantner. This is Bill Grant.
Pencils down! Papers forward! Congratulations! You didn't get all the questions right, but you tried so hard, I'm gonna give you the diploma anyways. Hey, wait a minute! You don't have anything on underneath the robe! What the hell's wrong with you? Get over here, I'm gonna dope slap you.